From a viewer poll tonight, our Phil Blauer sits down with Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher.
State Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher's party move from Republican to Independent in the nonpartisan San Diego mayor's race has had him surging in the polls.
Well, we're excited. We have just seen a tremendous outpouring of volunteers, of encouragement, of supporters, and the public's ready. They're tired of politics as usual.
If elected, on day one, he'll tackle streets and infrastructure issues head on.
But it's not just filling your potholes. And we're going to fill your potholes. But if all we do is fill your potholes, we'll never be a great city. So we're driving a conversation about not only filling your potholes, but talking about things like transit, about walkable communities, about bike lanes.
Fletcher says his jobs plan will unite the public and private sectors and city and state leaders.
Jobs that pay you enough to be able to send your kids to college, that provide you health care and retirement. They allow you to buy a home. Those are the jobs we want, good-paying local jobs. And we put out a detailed economic plan that outlines exactly how we do it.
On pension reform, he says it's time for a major crackdown.
You know, the guy picking up your trash makes $27,000, $28,000 a year. He didn't break the pension system. It's the administrators who have the $100,000, $200,000 a year pensions. I've said as mayor we will end that practice. We will end the accumulation of six-figure pensions by capping the abuse of pensions.
On education, Fletcher believes every child deserves the very best.
Every child in San Diego having a computing device and access to the internet. How we take best practices, areas we know that work in education, and replicate those. The third thing is an area on workforce, where we're talking about if you lose your job, how do we retrain you to get you back out into the job market in today's world. And the fourth is making sure that all of our regional government entities are speaking with one voice on education.
As far as the new Charger Stadium, Fletcher would prefer the team not bolt out of town.
The city taxpayers should not pay for it. We can get a stadium done, but I believe we can do it in a way where the city makes money. The second guiding principle is this isn't about just benefiting downtown. We have to have a solution that benefits the entire city. Because if you live in a neighborhood with crumbling sidewalks or without streetlights, you don't understand how there's possibly a conversation about doing a stadium downtown.
Finally, he says his election will send a powerful message to City Hall.
And the Marine Corps getting the mission done was not an option. And in politics, it shouldn't be either. We have a lot of work to do in rebuilding our city, in getting people back to work and improving our schools. But in order to accomplish it, it's going to take an independent voice. Someone not tied to the far right or the far left who can just focus on solutions and move us forward.
Phil Blauer, News 8.
Some of the key endorsements Nathan Fletcher has picked